Namaste everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our morning show on the Diamond Sutra. And here we are doing the Diamond Sutra in the series of the Sutra talks, where we are trying to see if these sutras are somewhere applicable and can we live them throughout the day. Can we use them in our day-to-day activities? And for that, we have Dr. Rajesh Savera in the house. Good morning, Rajesh sir.
Yeah, good morning, Dhruv.
Thank you, Rajesh, sir, for coming. And as we do, first we will move on to practice of 9 to 0. Then we'll go to the verses and then we'll have that insight from you that how is this still today applied, 2500-year-old text.
Yeah,
Okay, so we have the chapter 16 today, which is the name of the chapter is Cleansing the Bad Karma. And it goes as furthermore Subhuti, if there is a virtuous man or a virtuous woman who memorizes and recites this sutra but is belittled by others, it is because of the bad karma of the person in his previous lives, which he was destined to suffer from, but by enduring the disparagement of others in the present life, the bad karma from previous lives can be removed, and finally he can attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. I'll continue or take a pause here.
we take a pause here. So here, as Buddha continues to, explain what he really wants Subhuti to understand, especially how uh, one can concentrate, how one can focus the mind and control the thoughts. He's adding further to all the examples that he has been giving on how one should not be attached to name and form, one should not be doing any discrimination. Okay, here he says that if there is a virtuous man or a virtuous woman who memorizes and recites this sutra, because in the previous chapter he said how one can change or alter the mind, or get the mind to work
Hmm.
towards getting the maximum, you can say, merits from reciting and memorizing and sharing of this sutra. He's saying when somebody does this and yet he's belittled by others, means he's put down by others, or people mock him out, or they do not accept him because he's changing the ways, or and that is because he says it is because of the bad karma of the person. So it is saying that if, when somebody makes fun of you, it's because you, when you are going on a right track, it is your bad karma that is helping them make fun of you. So in his previous lives, which he was destined to suffer from, anyways he would have suffered. So what is happening is when you start reciting this sutra and when you start sharing this sutra, then what is going to happen, what was supposed to happen later is happening earlier,
Hmm.
because suddenly what you're destined to suffer is unfolding itself earlier than what it should be. But by enduring the disparagement of others in the present life, whatever
Hmm.
happened in the past, which was supposed to happen in the future, because of the Diamond Sutra sharing, what is happening is it is coming earlier than what it should. Okay, especially when people mock you, and that is again because there was a wrong alignment to things. And here, when somebody endures that in the present life, the bad karma from the previous lives can be removed. So you can actually, by reading the Diamond Sutra, sharing it with others, you can remove the bad karma of the past. And finally, he can attain the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Now, understand one thing. See, he's saying that when you remove the bad karma of the past, you can attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Isn't that what Subodhi wanted to know? How to attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi for a virtuous man and virtuous woman?
Yes.
And so when he's saying that if you want to achieve the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, make sure you share this sutra with others. Make sure once you memorize it, okay, keep copying it, keep reading it, keep studying it, and keep sharing it. With this, people will look down upon you. People will make fun upon you. People will not understand you. But that is all going to take away your karmic connections with everybody else, and they are going to, set you free. And that setting of freedom is removing all your bad karma, because karma means you're still engaged, you're
Hmm.
still holding on to. See, it's like I hold on to things, or something hold on to me, both ways, right? So if I leave it, but somebody wants to hold me, I'm still there in the trap, right? And I'm still engaged, I'm still not liberated. And hence, when people treat you badly, when people hate you, people make fun of you, people don't want you, isn't that what liberation is? It means nobody needs you, nobody wants you, nobody expects you. You're free. You're absolutely free. And you have attained the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. And Buddha says these same people who are making fun of you are actually helping you to set yourself free.
um, Quite different to understand, difficult to understand, because you see, Buddha himself was surrounded by so many people. When he's talking about this sutra, there are 1250 great monks, and nobody is mocking him or anything. And I mean,
Who said? No, 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 no. If you go to the last sutra, the Lotus Sutra, when there are 10,000 people that are gathered, 5,000 mock him and walk away.
oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what happens is, in the Lotus Sutra, when Buddha is trying to expound, they think he's talking something crazy. He's telling something that is so foolish. So people just make fun out of you. Now, when we talk about the Diamond Sutra, you remember one thing: Diamond Sutra is like a rice cooked in a pot. One
hmm,
grain of the rice of what is being cooked. One
hmm.
among the sutras that are being expounded by Buddha. So any of the sutras, it's not necessarily Diamond Sutra, but any of the sutras, when taught, when shared, if people make fun of you, they are actually setting you free. They don't want you. See, it's like, good, if somebody doesn't want you, you're free, right? And
What
I
about
think
the Sangha thing?
Sangha thing is, see, then all the free people come together, what are they going to do?
Not bound them, not
Yeah,
bound to each other.
yeah, means if somebody is free and another person is also free, what are these two free people going to do? They're going to enjoy the freedom. They're going
Yeah.
to enjoy, yeah. But if somebody is bonded with the other person that is bonded, then there is no freedom. They are already bonded. Even so, they will suffer in that bonding. So many a
Hmm.
time, our relationships, our responsibilities are our binders. We cannot. We say we want to be free of that. It cannot work. There is a binding. There is the kind of responsibility that comes along with, and you have to fulfill it. That's not freedom. But freedom means absolutely whatever you feel, whatever you want to do, right? And nobody is going to tell you what to do. And I think that is where one actually experiences liberation. There is no more cycle that is repeating, there is no repetition. And Buddha here talks about the birth and death is because there is something that is born, there is some expectation, and if the expectations are not fulfilled, there is suffering. So at the end, laying down the burden only is possible if you're carrying a burden. But if there is no burden, if there is nothing to carry, if there is no one to save, if there is nothing to teach, if there is uh, nothing to achieve,
Achieve.
you are already
Free.
liberated. Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
that
yeah.
what the nine no's tell us? Isn't that what the nine told? Sorry, it all begins with the nose, that I'm not going to attach to any name and form, the three nose. Then it's going to tell about the non-concerns. I'm not concerned about what and how people are living, and what are they eating, and what are they wearing, and what are they celebrating. And that's why I achieve the three nons. Nothing to achieve, nothing to teach, nothing to, no one to save. That's the final achievement of the three nose.
Mm-hmm.
So the first three no's is how you practice. The second three no's is what your attachments are for, and the third one is what you are going to achieve. The Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi.
Okay. This is something else, I never thought that the three no's were like these. Like the three last final are you're saying the outcome of the first two that you
But
practice.
yes, it is, because at the end it's going to be the result, right? What is the
Mm-hmm.
first three is
Mm-hmm.
your action. The second
Mm-hmm.
three is what your intention is, and the last three is the result of that. Because at the end, what is going to happen? All the bad karma from the previous life of all the name and form attachment, all the mental attributes, is going to bring you to the state where you are today. So if I am able to, cleanse that on the top, being
Mm-hmm.
with non-attachment and non-discrimination, my results are going to be what the last three are. And that's where the state of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi is. There is no one to save, as the Diamond Sutra says, right? The Diamond Sutra says there is nothing to achieve, right? And when there is no one to save, there is nothing to achieve, there is nothing to
To
teach
teach
also.
also.
What is there to teach if there is nothing? Yeah. Hmm.
Beautiful. This, I think so, is the most beautiful thing that you have shared, because this is more than freedom, it's more about liberation itself. Like, it feels very liberative, that you have nothing to teach now, you have nothing to even achieve, and no one to save. And there are these no bondages, and you would feel like after the sutra, why would someone want to be like have the go through these things, right? Why would they want to be you can and go to disparagement and everything? But this is actually liberating you from all the other things.
Yeah, but again, but you should understand, it is all because of the association. And association with the sutra leads you
Hmm.
to where the sutra wants you to go, to
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Anuttara,
Hmm.
for
Samyak
which you
Sambodhi.
have to remain virtuous. Because again and again, that virtuous man and virtuous woman is already mentioned every time it is saying. So the Panchashila are one of the bases on which you maintain your virtuosity.
Yes. Okay, I'll take up the next verse. Subhuti, countless of Asankhya Kalpa ago, before the advent of Dipankara Buddha, I have encountered 84,000 billion of countless Buddhas, serving them and making offerings to them without lapse. If there is a person in the final era who is able to memorize and recite this sutra, this person's merit will be 100 times, 100 trillion times, an incalculable number of times greater than the merit that I gained from offerings to all these Buddhas.
Yeah. So here again, Buddha is saying that Subhuti, and he's giving his past life experience. He's sharing that so many kalpas ago. Okay, and kalpa means not days and night. It means the formation,
Eons.
evolution of the earth. And when you're looking at so many kalpas ago, when the Buddha said that he was serving the Dipankara Buddha, he did not just lastly serve the Dipankara Buddha. Before that, he had to serve countless, 84,000 billion of countless Buddhas, serving them and making offerings to them without lapse, without even a single moment of lapse. He was serving them. If he's saying now that is what he has done to achieve this state, okay, because now he claims that he is a Buddha, right? And
Yeah.
he's saying this has been achieved because I've done that in the past. It would not have been an easy journey, because even though everybody who would have encountered him, you remember when in the Diamond Sutra he says that even when King Kalinga is chopping me into pieces,
Mm-hmm.
I did not harbor any hate. So he considers King Kalinga also one of the Buddhas. Everybody who was grooming him, teaching him, training him, okay, helping him understand what is pain, suffering, and through that, without any harboring any of the three poisons within, he was able to reach the current state of Buddhahood. And he's saying that 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 achievement, that journey of mine, when compared to one who is going to, this final era, who is going to be able to memorize and recite this sutra, this person's merit will be 100 times, 100 trillion times, an incalculable number of times greater than the merit I gained from offering to all these Buddhas. So he's saying that what I did as a long journey, the most, what's a treacherous journey to achieve this state, you can achieve this easily, very easily, by just memorizing and reciting this sutra. And he's saying the merits are much, much, much greater than what I have achieved. So the time and the effort that I had to put to achieve this, you will achieve it faster. The merits also will be greater. And he has simplified this as simple as just reciting and memorizing this sutra.
How is he saying this? Why, like, what?
So when he is saying this, it's like, somebody went up to the Mount Everest, and he went there and he ate a fruit there. Okay, and then he said, wow, I traveled up all the tip to the tip of the Mount Everest. I've got there is a tree there, and I ate that fruit. But when he went there, he carried those fruits back down when he came down, and he offered that, and he's saying, eat this. So somebody just ate it. He's saying, the fruit you're eating is a 10,000 times
Mhm.
meritorious for you, because you don't have to go through the pain and suffering and all those things for climbing up the mountain. I've just handed over this to you. Just eat this. Maybe take the seed you planted. Hereafter, nobody has to climb up the Mount Everest. They can grow this tree at their place. Hereafter, everybody can just eat the fruits of this tree. So I've made this most treacherous journey easy for you, for everyone, whoever is going to recite this. They don't need to go through the pain and suffering, especially in the final era when time is crucial, when we have less time.
Hmm. We don't have billions of kalpas. But what about the fact, like, is it only this Buddha, like, as they say, this Buddha, like, is there like billions of Buddhas? Only he is the one who shared this?
No, everybody does that. No, that's why
Okay,
he's
okay.
saying that so somebody who's going to now, when you're going to recite this, somebody's going to torture you, trouble you, they're going to do that. Do not harbor any hate, anger, frustration for them. Do not cultivate those three poisons within you.
Hmm.
Okay, because who knows, they are a teacher in a different
Teacher
kind.
in a different
even
kind.
we never we never belittle Mara. We never
No.
think of him as somebody who is against us. We always see that the ones who are even critical about us, our critics, who are pointing out our mistakes, are basically helping us to become
Hmm.
better persons. So I think if you look at it, you should be grateful for even the ones who hate you,
Yes,
ones who do not like you, ones who cause all the troubles, because they are washing away your karma. They're cleaning you up. And I think that is the beauty of what Buddha is trying to tell here.
got it.
Hmm.
Thank you. But one last question before I move on to this next slide is just that if there was before the advent. Oh, so he's saying before the advent of Dipankara Buddha, I have encountered 84,000 billions of countless of Buddhas serving them. And why did those Buddhas not tell him? Just like
So
he's
they
sharing.
were, it is like this, before the advent of the Dipankara Buddha, because Buddha predicted that he will become Buddha. He had qualified it. So why did not the first standard teacher push you out of your school and say, now your education is over? Why did not the second standard teacher tell you that your schooling is
But
over?
he's saying no. He's like, I'm going very literal with the text, but
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
saying that uh, he did that, all of those things, but we don't have to do it. I don't just get it.
No, so that's what he's saying. He's saying that he's not saying you don't have to do it. He's saying the merits of what I went through
Oh,
to be far more greater. He's saying about the merits.
merits,
He's
merits. Yes,
saying
yeah, yeah. It's not like that. You won't have to do all of that. It's just that now, because I'm giving you a clear understanding, you'll have.
yeah, means now there is a board that says this is the route that will lead you there. He is telling you that the effort that I have put into giving you that, what took me so many billions of years and serving so many, by only doing this simple thing, by following this roadmap that I'm giving, you'll reach there. You don't need to ask those 10,000 people where to go. I kept on people, I kept on asking the route, I kept on asking. Now I've made a map for you so that you can just follow the map and go. You don't need to be dependent on anybody. The merits are much, much, much greater than what I did, what efforts I put in. You understood?
Yes, thank you. I'll take up the next slide. Subhuti, if I elucidate thoroughly the merits to be gained by a virtuous man and a virtuous woman in the final era who memorizes and recites this sutra, there may be some who upon hearing this develop mania, doubt and disbelief. Subhuti, you should know that as the meaning of this sutra is inconceivable, so are the merits are also inconceivable.
Yeah. So he's again explaining that if I elucidate thoroughly the
Hmm.
merits to be gained by a virtuous man or a virtuous woman in the final era who memorizes and recites this sutra, there may be some who, upon hearing this, develop mania. So somebody who will trying to understand will go crazy. He will develop mania. Some will have doubt. Some will have disbelief. But that's because that's what their minds are programmed for. They are programmed to have a fixed opinion about things, fixed ideas about whatever they have gone through, and that is why they will go through all this. A flexible thing does not break, but
Hmm.
only somebody who is rigid minded goes through mania, doubt and disbelief. So here, that stubbornness is where these three things will always come up: the mania, doubt and disbelief. But a flexible mind always accommodates and understands things what are relevant, what somebody is trying to say. Why? Subhuti, you should know that as the meaning of the sutra is inconceivable. You cannot understand this. You're trying to put a shape to a thing that is shapeless. So are the merits are also inconceivable. So don't now sit and count how many merits I'll get. You cannot be counted, because if the meaning cannot be understood, how can the merits be counted? You understood? So don't try to build a reservoir to put all the sea water into your backyard. It's not going to be possible, right? You cannot have the river now put into a container. No, 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 the containers go into the river, the river doesn't go into a container. The sea accommodates everything. You cannot put something the sea into something. No, it doesn't work like that. So when you know that the meaning of this sutra is inconceivable, do not try to imagine the merits of this sutra. Do not even think about it, imagining the merits.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was it. Those were the slides of the day. Now coming on to the last part, we would like you to conclude this and give us a summary to take away, and also some like how now what do we do in our day-to-day life? Like if anything, an example would be good. Like if something happens, this is how we should apply it.
Yeah, so again, going back to the seed of this sutra, the source of the sutra, the heart of the sutra, that says that how one has to achieve Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, being virtuous, and how one can focus the mind and control the thoughts. And Buddha is now telling us that just have that faith in this sutra when it says that do not attach to name and form, do not discriminate. Okay, do not just shy away when people will laugh at you when you are saying something which is inconceivable, because every you say, I know about this book called Stay Hungry and Stay Foolish. Okay, so it's like this, all the people who have dreamt of something great would have been mocked upon or laughed at. And at the end, these are the ones who have achieved that Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, that greatness, right? So somebody who said we need to fly in the sky like the bird did, how many people would have laughed at the Wright brothers when they thought that we will fly? They would have said, "You gone crazy? Yeah, how is that possible?" And today, the same people have achieved it. They have set the stage. So if you look at what they have done, is they have made life easy for us. And today, what they have gone through, what suffering they went through, today we cannot. And today now, if somebody says, "Oh, forget flying, we can go to the moon," now again somebody would have laughed at that.
Hmm.
To somebody says, "No, not forget the moon, we can go to this." So all those people who have the mind that can do something inconceivable for them, the others, they will be laughed and mocked upon. But remember that they are setting you free, because they are cleansing your karma. What is
Mm.
karma? Basically, is the bondage that you are stuck in. Karma means it's an agreement between you and the one who you are engaged with, right? It's a relationship. It's a give and take. Karma is give and take. So what you sow is what you reap, right? That's what your karma is. But if somebody just comes and takes whatever was to be given to him over a period of time, good, he did it faster, right? Where
Mm.
you are going to deliver, it's like you are a delivery boy and you have to deliver something to somebody in this 2 hours. But that guy is so crazy, he coming to your house and picks it up and goes, good, he went,
Mm.
he saved your time, you know. So there are people who will do this faster than what they have to do. And you should understand that they have just taken away the karma from you, the bad karma. And that's fine. Be grateful to them. Don't feel shy. Why did you come to the home? I was coming to your house to deliver. Why did you have to take? No, you don't consider me that I'm. Forget all that. Thank you. Tell him thank you. Give him his goods. Let him make fun of it. And just move on. That's what you have to understand from this sutra. Do not lose your focus.
Mm.
Whatever happens, your thoughts, whatever people say, do. And for that, you need to understand reciting the sutra, memorizing the sutra is very important. Because yesterday we saw how do you get the mind to do that. First, the mind listens. Then, second, the mind copies.
Copies.
Okay, right? That is why when you
Yes.
say, Roger, copy that. When you copy that, means you say, yes, I have understood what you say. After that, what do you do is you memorize, right? You say, oh, okay, this is what you said. After you memorize, you read it, right? When it is to be recalled. And when you read it, it's when you teach, means you share, you speak out. These 5 ways are in which you get the mind to actually start working towards a change. And here Buddha is telling that let this sutra be the basis on which you can do that.
Yeah.
Understood? Hmm.
This is a good first listen, then you copy it, then memorize it, and then you have to
Read it.
read it and then teach it.
Yeah. These are the 5 ways in
Amazing.
which you can get the
Fine.
mind to work. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful session. Thank you so much for taking out the time. And that was it. We'll keep it till here.
Yeah.
That was it, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. Namaste. Okay, guys, that was it. Thank you so much for joining. Now you have your Shunya talks and the other talks lined up. One is at 8:30. Do join there. One is at 8 a.m. And then you have the Shangalung talks, which are there. And for our Sutra talks, we'll be back again next weekend as it is going to be on the next Saturday. So that was it for today. Thank you so much. Namaste and bye bye.